3. Grammar. Comparisons. When you have two people or more, and you want to see who is taller, who is better, that is what we call comparison. We compare between them. Now let's compare between the two. Richard is 195 centimeters tall, whereas Mike is only 160 centimeters tall. We say that Richard is taller than Mike. Richard is taller than Mike. Taller than. Or we could say that Mike is shorter than Richard. Shorter than. Now look. The adjective we're using here is tall. Tall. Tall is a short adjective. Now we will use a long adjective like intelligent. Intelligent means smart. Who is smarter, Richard or Mike? Mike is a grade B student, whereas Richard is a grade C student. Now, I want you to place your hand under your chin like this. Say tall. Tall. How many times did your chin hit your hand? One time. Tall. Try to keep it like this and say intelligent. Intelligent. That is 4 times. This is why intelligent is a long adjective. If we want to use it to compare between the two, we will say Mike is more intelligent than Richard. Do we add ER like here? Mike is intelligenter than Richard? No. We do that with short adjectives, not long. Long adjectives like intelligent, we add more. More intelligent than. Do you get it? Now I will give you more examples of short and long adjectives. We say taller than, colder than, smarter than, bigger than, and cheaper than. Try saying crowded. Crowded 2 times. Beautiful 3 times. Modern 2 times. Expensive 3 times. We say crowdeder? No. We say more crowded than. More beautiful than. More modern than. More expensive than. Do you get it? Excellent. Now, if we want to start with Richard and keep talking about intelligence, we say Richard is less intelligent than Mike. Less is the opposite of more. Richard, grade C. He is less intelligent than Mike. Now let's add 2 more students to the comparisons. We have George and Robert. Now let's use tall to compare between all of them. We will not use taller than. We say Richard is the tallest. Who is the shortest? It's Mike. Mike is the. We don't use the here. Do you see the? No, the. We use the with superlative form of the adjectives, like when we compare between more than 2. Mike is the shortest. What do we do with long adjectives like intelligent? Robert's grade is A. He is the smartest. Or we could say that he is the most intelligent. If we say smart, smart is short, we say that Robert is the smartest student. Intelligent, we don't say more, we say the most. That is very important. The most intelligent student in the school. Robert is the most intelligent student in the school. If we want to keep talking about intelligence and use Richard, we say Richard is the least intelligent student in the school. The least is the opposite of the most, just like more and less. Here we're talking about comparative form, and here superlative form. Richard is the least intelligent. Now we move on to what we call equality. George and Robert have the same height, 170 centimeters tall. We say Robert is as tall as George. As tall as. That means they are the same. Put the adjective, put as before and after. Don't make any changes to the adjective. Robert is as tall as George. Robert is not as tall as Richard. That means he is shorter. Robert is not as tall as Richard means he is shorter. Comparative form, superlative form, and equality. Can we use more here? In one way, if we say that Robert is more intelligent than all the students, then yes, it is correct. Again, you can say that Robert is the most intelligent student in the school, or Robert is more intelligent than, not Richard, no, all the students in the school, then yes, it is correct. You can also say Richard is taller than all the students. If you say it like this, then it is correct. Now we have 3 irregular adjectives. Good, bad, and far. Far is the opposite of near. It's far away. If we say good, Robert is good. He is gooder than Mike? No, we don't say he is gooder. We say that he is better. Robert is better than Mike. Robert is the best. His grade is A. Robert is the best. Bad, we say worse than. Mike is worse than Robert. Richard is the worst. Far, farther than. And the farthest. You need to remember this. You need to learn this. And one more thing. Spelling exceptions. All adjectives ending in Y, we change Y into I, and then we add ER or EST. If we are using superlative, EST. Happy, happier than, the happiest. All adjectives ending in Y, even if they are long. Long or short, it doesn't matter. We always change Y into I. If the adjective is already ending in E, like safe, we only add R in comparative form, we add ST in superlative form. If there is a vowel between 2 consonants in the last 3 letters of the adjective, we double the last letter. Vowels are A, E, I, O, U. If you see any of these letters, A, E, I, O, U, between 2 consonants, we double the letter. Big, bigger, the biggest, 2 G's. What else can you think of beside big? like fat, F-A-T, fatter. We double the T. Now we are ready for practice. Complete the dialogue with the correct form of the adjectives in brackets. Add the where necessary. When do we add the? In superlative form. The. Only in superlative when we compare between more than two. A. Let's have dinner at La Playa tonight. La Playa is a name of a restaurant. No way, impossible. That's one of bad, use bad, restaurants in town. Are we comparing between two or more? And we are using bad. We are comparing between La Playa and all other restaurants in town. Bad, worse than the worst. We will use the worst. This is superlative. Dan was there last week and he says it's horrible. It's very bad. Well, it's good than the restaurant in our neighborhood. Neighborhood is where we live, the place, the area where we live. So we are comparing between two or more. We are comparing between La Playa and the restaurant in our neighborhood. Between two, we will use better than. Than is already written. You don't write it, you just write better. Yeah, the food in Sabroso isn't as. We're using as here, so we must look here. What do? Put the adjective, put as after. As is already written, so we will just put the adjective as it is. Tasty means delicious. Put it as it is. It isn't as tasty as it used to be, like in the past. Sabroso is also expensive than La Playa. Compare between Sabroso and La Playa using long adjective. We need more before and we need than after. Than is written. We don't need than, we will put more. More expensive. I know. Why don't we go to La Scala in the shopping center? Again, La Scala is the name of a restaurant. It's not as. Okay, we will use the adjective quiet, which means the opposite of noisy, without making changes, as quiet as. The other places, but the food is good. Okay, it's also restaurant in the shopping center. We are comparing between La Scala and all other restaurants in the shopping center, more than two. What will we say? The cheap is a short adjective. We will say the cheapest. The cheapest. Thank you for watching this video. If you like it, please share it with friends. I'll see you again next time, inshallah. Goodbye.